School's out for winter. Alright, school's out for winter. Got some downtime. Gonna be knocking out the videos. I just want to do a recap of what I learned this semester as a vegan dietetics student. Got a little hole here. I've had this book bag for a while actually, at least since middle school, maybe elementary school. So I took 2 courses this semester, one being food service and the other one being advanced human nutrition. Food service, just what it sounds like. Basically, I dealt with a lot of food. So the main thing that we basically worked on was standardizing recipes. We took recipes you would find online that would serve maybe 4 to 6 people. We scaled it up to serve 55 people. And it's a bit more challenging than doing just a bit of a ratio type of thing. You have to follow certain guidelines. But it was fun though, it was fun, and we actually had an assignment called the theme meal where we had to pick a certain theme. We chose Southern food, and I was in the group where we had all vegans and vegetarians. It was 4 of us total, so it was fun. We made the whole menu vegan. It was kind of interesting with the whole Southern cuisine, as it's traditionally not vegan friendly, but we made some awesome food. We made apple-pecan salad, we had some cornbread, we had rice, we had red beans, and for dessert we had this vegan brownie. Not as low fat as I like to promote, but hey, you know, like vegan anything is better than the standard American diet. So that was fun, really good food. We actually, my family made the same menu for this Thanksgiving, so I'll post the recipes to that in the description down below if you guys are interested. Food service, we also learned about food safety. We learned about emergency type meals, meals on the field. So if you're in the army or the military, you know, how do you eat? You can't have a produce section. You can't have a fridge with fresh fruits and vegetables unless you're having that shipped over. But I mean, some people are out in the field with no facility. They're camping out, or they're in the middle of a combat mission or whatnot. You know, they have to have meals ready to go. I think one of the categories for that is MREs, meals ready to eat. Look into those. That's really interesting how they can prepare food instantly like that. And another thing we barely touched upon was school lunches, and that's definitely an interest of mine. The video that I made about the little picture show, what are fruits and vegetables, that was an assignment for this class actually. Yeah, school lunch is definitely an interest of mine as a dietetics student, because basically the 2 major areas that dietitians should focus on, in my opinion, the schools and the hospitals. But anyway, we learned a little bit about school lunch and how that works. Students need to be fed all sorts of food groups, you know, fruits, vegetables. They need to have a meat or meat alternative food item, which is great because there's the meat alternative in there. So you can serve beans, you can serve soy products. So that's such a great alternative to meat. You don't want to be feeding that stuff to kids. There's a grain part of the meal. So now the thing that bothered me the most about school lunch was the milk group. Kids need to have 1 cup of milk. Well, at least they need to have it as part of their meal. You know, no one can force it down their throat, but they have to have that part of their meal. And say, you know, you have a vegan child, and that vegan child wants to have some soy milk or almond milk. They can't do it. Not only do they have to have a health reasoning, but they have to have a doctor approved. So if you're lactose intolerant, you can get it approved by your doctor, have a note or permission stating that you can't drink milk and you need to have a lactose-free or a dairy-free type of milk. Then they will serve it to you, because what they say is soy milk and almond milk or whatever is too expensive. Buying cow's milk is cheaper. The only reason why milk is cheap is because it's subsidized. At least have the option. I just thought that was the craziest part of the school lunch. So that was basically food service, just covering all the food safety, knowing how to cook, ways to prepare certain ingredients, things like that. Let's see, in advanced human nutrition, that was an interesting class. We went through different digestion, absorption, metabolism, transport of different macro and micronutrients, so proteins, fats, carbohydrates. We went through all the vitamins and minerals. I guess you can say it was a bit of a reductionist type of learning though. If you all are familiar with Dr. Campbell and read the book, The China Study in Whole, you know what I'm talking about. Getting to that small, refined type of level of studying things, I just don't see how we can benefit as scientists. We had to present either the DRIs of certain nutrients or just the overall type of presentation on a certain nutrient. Mine was magnesium, by the way. I have a presentation. If you guys are interested, I'll gladly post that up for you guys. But let's say the student that was presenting the DRIs for magnesium, they would present such data that involved, say, a small group of people taking refined nutrients. So in that case, like, let's say refined magnesium, and feeding it to these patients and seeing how they react after being depleted of that nutrient and setting the DRIs according to that. And they would have a small handful of people. There was some studies that involved 7 people, and that's how we based our DRIs off of. I just don't see this reductionist approach, you know, helping us. Who's ever overdosed on nutrients from whole plant foods? Healthy people I'm talking about, not sick people that have kidney problems or heart problems or things like that. But yeah, the whole course was just basically coming from a reductionist approach. I still thought it was interesting. You know, we have this data. Let's not scrap it, obviously get it out there. But personally, I just think that studies that involve whole food diets is much better in terms of studying the effects of, say, animal-based foods or plant-based foods. If you're trying to make a supplement for certain cases that may require supplementation, I can see how that would benefit. It seems like it's the base of research these days. I'm not impressed. That's why I'm in this, because I want to come up from a holistic approach and help patients through a whole food plant-based diet. But it was a good course overall. One thing that really stood out to me was the fructose pathway. Fructose, I don't know how you guys like to pronounce it, but basically our professor's saying that too much fructose is the cause of the obesity epidemic. Basically, sources of fructose, and it's in the word itself, fructose. Fruit is one source of fructose. It's natural sugar in fruits. And then I guess another source would be refined sugar. Table sugar has fructose in it as well. He said we should limit our table sugar because that is causing the obesity, which I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that sugar is causing the obesity epidemic. Yes, sugar is not good. I don't advocate consuming sugar. Maybe if you're on the bike or something and refined sugars can play a big role, yeah, why not? Or if you even want to add a little bit to your food, that's fine. But sugar is not a health food, but I don't think sugar is the main issue here. So he was saying, yes, limit refined sugar. And then he was also saying, oh, but fruit doesn't really cause obesity because not many people eat fruits. But I think he was implying that it can if you start consuming it. So just more carbohydrate bashing, fruit bashing. I don't buy into that fructose thing. There's that person, I quit sugar. Oh, I'm going to do a video on her. I've been meaning to do a video on her for a while now. But if you start to look at the studies, most studies are showing the low-fat, high-carbohydrate approach working a lot better than the low-carb, high-fat, or high-protein approach. It's just, it's crazy. It's a lot of dogma out there, but it's good to have this experience. It's good to have this experience and to know where certain statements come from and why they are brought up, and you know what's the reasoning behind it. Just overall this semester, I've met actually quite a lot of vegans and vegetarians and people who are for the plant-based diet this semester. A lot of people, and I honestly thought I was the only one. Then one person, then I talked to this person, and then they brought it up, and then another person spoke up about it, and it's just domino effect throughout the whole class. Well, not the whole class, but a big chunk of the class. So we're very plant-based oriented in our classroom. So it was great. It's great to have this support. I can't imagine what it would be like if I didn't have a group like that. I would feel so alone. I wouldn't be able to speak up. But yeah, overall it's been a good semester. Glad it's over. One more to go, graduating in May. So I can't wait. I can't wait to be done. So that's it. Congratulations if you made it this far into the video. If you guys have any questions or comments, post them down below. So thanks for watching, and give this video a like if you liked it. Subscribe for more vegan videos and tips. We'll see you guys in the next video.